if we need to make a machine or any structure, first we need to test the structure or machine. In olden days, they used to make a small model of a prototype, that means the actual machine or a structure, and they used to test it on the model, and then they used to construct the prototype. But now there are simulators in computers. So in olden days they used to construct model. So what is model? Scaled version of prototype. That means if a prototype, let us say that is ship, if ship has some x meter length, y meter height, and prototype will be having it is a scaled version, so that will be having x by 5 meter, for example. This will be also y by 5 meter. So scaling of prototype to a smaller size or a larger size according to our priority, that is called as model. For example, the small parts are present. For example, there is nozzle present, small nozzle is present. So you need to increase its size for our priority. So this is prototype, this is model. So increasing its size will facilitate us to test the model easily. So in order to design a model for a prototype, 3 conditions should be satisfied. One is geometric similarity, kinematic similarity, and other is dynamic similarity. So now let us see what is geometric similarity. Geometric similarity is nothing but similarity of shape. What is similarity of shape? If there is a cube, so there is a scaling of this cube such that the shape remains the same but the size changes. That is called as similarity of shape. So how to scale these? For example, here it is, this is the prototype and this is LP, this is or depth, let us say this is depth of the prototype, DP, and this is breadth of the prototype, BP, and this is of model, LM, DM, and this is BM. In order to design a model, scaling ratio should be used. Scale ratio or length scale ratio, which is equal to LR, which is equal to LM by LP, which is equal to BM by BP, which is equal to DM by DP. So the ratio should be LR, it is some constant value that we are taken, and for example if it is 1 by 25 is equal to LR, that means LM by LP is equal to 1 by 25. That means if the prototype length is 25 meter, model length should be 1 meter, and if the prototype breadth is, breadth is 50 meter, model should be 2 meter. So like that the length scale ratio should be decided. Next, for geometrically similar shape, for geometrically similar prototype and model. Area scale ratio. What will be the area scale ratio? Let us see. What is area scale ratio? Length scale ratio means dimension by dimension. Area scale ratio means area by area. So area, surface area of any side of model divided by surface area of that corresponding side by corresponding side of prototype. Now let us say this side. So that will be LP DP divided by this area. LM DM, that will be LP by LM. Sorry, this is area of model by area of prototype. So anytime the scale ratio will be model by prototype only. Now LM DM divided by LP DP. So LM by LP, that is length scale ratio LR. DM by DP, that is length scale ratio LR. So LR square. What is this? Area scale ratio AR. So area scale ratio is equal to LR square. Now what will be the volume scale ratio? Volume scale ratio. Simple. Volume scale ratio is volume of model divided by volume of prototype. Volume of model means LM DM BM by length into breadth into depth divided by length, breadth, depth and breadth of prototype. So LM by LP means LR, DM by DP LR, and BM by BP, that is also LR. So LR cube. So volume scale ratio, this is represented with VR. Volume scale ratio is equal to LR cube. Now this is about geometric similarity. Then what is kinematic similarity? In order to check kinematic similarity, geometrical similarity should be first satisfied. Then only after satisfying geometric similarity, kinematic similarity should be scaled. So in kinematic similarity, velocity, acceleration, kinematic viscosity, etc. should be scaled. So properties of fluids and this velocity, acceleration terms which do not include mass and force should be considered, and they should be scaled accordingly. So kinematic similarity is scaling of these properties, velocity, acceleration, not properties, parameters. So scaling velocity means, for example, there is 0.1 and there is 0.2, velocity of model divided by velocity of prototype, and there is 0.3, that is called as velocity scale ratio. Then next, acceleration. Similarly for acceleration, a1m by a1p, that means at any point. So at this point 1, this point 2. So velocity at this point is v1m, velocity at this point is v2m. So this is prototype, and this is 0.1, this is 0.2. This is of prototype, this is of model. So a2m by a2p and a3m by a3p, which is acceleration scale ratio. This is velocity scale ratio. This is acceleration scale ratio. Now next, it is dynamic similarity. Dynamic similarity means Similarity of forces between model and prototype by equating dimensionless numbers of the model and prototype. So we have seen geometric similarity, kinematic similarity, and this is dynamic similarity. Kinematic similarity means no involvement of forces and masses. In dynamic similarity, there is involvement of forces. Equating the forces by not equating the forces, forces will be present in model and prototype. So this can be found by equating the dimensionless numbers of model and prototype. So what are these dimensionless numbers? Dimensionless numbers are the ratios of forces. So in fluid mechanics, these 6 types of forces are main. So first let us see what is inertia force. Inertia force means due to the change of motion from a rest to motion or a motion to rest or with a change in velocity, the force is caused that is called as inertia force. We know that inertia force that is equal to mass into acceleration, rate of change of velocity, that is acceleration. Now m can be written as rho into v, this is a volume, into acceleration. Acceleration means velocity by time. So this is volume. Now volume can be written as L cube into velocity by time, and this also can be written as rho L square into L by T into V. That means rho L square, L by T means V. So rho L by T means V, and again V is present velocity. So rho L square V square. So inertia force is equal to rho L square V square. What is viscous force? Due to the property viscosity, there will be force caused, shear force, that is called as viscous force. Viscous force is equal to shear stress into area. Now shear stress means we have seen that tau is equal to mu into V by Y. So substituting that, mu into V divided by, I am taking here L into A. So mu into velocity by L, A can be written as L square. So mu V L. This is the viscous force. Next, it is pressure force. Pressure force means force due to pressure. So pressure force is equal to pressure into area. So pressure into area can be written as L square. So that is PL square. Next, surface tension force. Surface tension force. Force due to surface tension is surface tension force. We know that sigma is equal to force by length. So force due to surface tension is equal to sigma into L. Next, gravity force. Gravity force means, gravity force is nothing but weight. Gravity force Fg, that is equal to m into g. Next is compressible force. So if the fluid is compressible like air, then there is a compressible force that will be acting. So compressible force is equal to bulk modulus into A. Bulk modulus into A. So K into L square. So this is the compressible force. Now, what are these dimensionless numbers? So first let us see Reynolds number. By equating these numbers of model and prototype, we will be getting the desired quantity. So first, Reynolds number. So in Reynolds number is equal to inertia force by viscous force. Inertia force divided by viscous force. So what is inertia force? Inertia force, we got it as rho v square L square divided by viscous force. Viscous force is equal to mu v L. So let us see. Inertia force is rho v square L square. Viscous force is mu v L. So v L gets cancelled and rho v L by mu. This is the Reynolds number. This is characteristic length. Characteristic length. This characteristic length is equal to 4 into AC by P. 4 into cross-sectional area divided by perimeter. Next, Euler's number. And this is for this L is equal to 4 into AC by P. This is for internal flows. So next is Euler's number. What is Euler's number? Is ratio of inertia force to pressure force. In some sources that will be given as Fi by Fp, and in some sources that is given as under root of Fi by Fp. So Euler's number is equal to under root rho v square L square divided by pressure force. What is pressure force? Pressure into area into L square. So L square gets cancelled. So the remaining is under root of rho by P into root over v square is v. So rho by under root rho by P into v. Next, Weber number. What is Weber number? Is inertia force by surface tension force. Inertia force by surface tension force. What is inertia force? Rho v square L square divided by surface tension force is sigma into L. So L gets cancelled and the remaining is rho v square into L by sigma, or you can write it as rho L by sigma under root into v. Next is Froude's number. Froude's number means inertia force by gravity force. Inertia force means rho v square L square divided by gravity force. Here I wrote gravity force as m into g. Mass can be written as rho into volume into gravity. That is equal to rho volume means L cube into g. So rho L cube g. Rho gets cancelled. L square here gets cancelled. Under root of v square by Lg. So v by root Lg gives us Froude's number. And finally Mach number. So Mach number is equal to inertia force by compressible force. What is inertia force? Rho v square L square. Compressible force means bulk modulus into area. Area means L square. Under root of rho by k into v. So that is Mach number. Generally it is written as velocity divided by under root k by rho. So these are the 5 dimensionless numbers. So where to use which number? Now let us see. If the application, if the question is, in the question there is viscous force dominating. So when viscous force is dominating, we use Reynolds number. So when viscous force dominates, we should use Reynolds number. So where the viscous force dominates, in laminar flow or in viscous flow, and boundary layer flow, and also in submerged bodies. So we need to use Reynolds number. Next, Euler's number. Euler's number is when pressure force dominates. So where the pressure force dominates, in pump flow. If we use a pump, it pressurizes the fluid. So in that pump flow, we need to use Euler's number. Flow in penstock. In penstock, the fluid has a lot of pressure energy. So there also we need to use Euler's number. Weber number. In Weber number, what do we when to use this Weber number? Which force dominates? Surface tension force dominates. Then we need to use Weber number. When does surface tension force dominates? In blood flow and capillary action. So capillarity is due to surface tension and cohesion and adhesion, and also surface tension, capillarity, action, and also water into soil, movement of water into soil, that is due to capillary action only. Then we need to use Weber number. Next, Froude's number. So Froude's number is inertia force by gravity force. So this should be used when gravity force dominates. So when does gravity force dominates? Open channel flow. So open channel flow means due to gravity the water is supplied. So that is open channel flow. Notches and weirs. Atmospheric pressure will be acting on these, and due to gravity the water will be flowing. Notches and weirs. Spillways, and also surface waves over sea. So if a question is given like this, a ship is floating on a sea, then Froude's number should be used. Next is Mach number. Mach number means when compressible forces dominate. Compressible forces. So when does a compressible forces dominate? Compressible means air is a compressible one. So when modeling aeroplanes, etc., this Mach number should be used. So these are the dimensionless numbers, and next we will see about what type of problems can be asked from this model and prototype.